Welcome to Systemic Conversations, where we explore the invisible threads that shape our lives and our relationships. I'm Carole.
And I'm Orianne. Hello. Today we are diving deep into the systemic role of siblings, not just the visible relationships we have with our brothers and sisters, but also the unseen dynamics that influence our lives.
So, every siblings, including those who were miscarried or passed away, has a place in the family order. The same applies when siblings come from different relationships. The order of arrival matters, and disruptions in this hierarchy can lead to difficulties in finding our place in life.
In family constellation, we acknowledge that hierarchy is essential. A child born into a second marriage, for example, might be the firstborn for their mother, but the second for their father. If they unconsciously assume the role of the eldest without recognizing the sibling from their father's previous marriage, they might experience internal conflicts or challenges in their relationships.
Yes, and let's mention Bertelinger, the founder of family constellations. He emphasized this when he said, the rank in the family is a kind of predestination. Everyone must stay in their place. Otherwise, there will be serious conflicts and failures within the family. If this persists over time, they lead to the metaphorical or even literal downfall of the one who disrupts the hierarchy.
Indeed, when a younger sibling steps into an older sibling's place, whether by ignoring their existence or taking on too much responsibility, it can create deep systemic disturbances like invisibility or finding it difficult to be confident.
So, sibling relationships can be a source of deep connection when it's all going well, but they can also be marked by rivalry and unspoken tensions. This is often rooted in the systemic laws of belonging and order in family constellations.
And this is something very, very important. The law of belonging states that every family member has a right to be a part of the system, no matter what. This means that even siblings who were miscarried or passed away must be acknowledged in order to maintain harmony in the family.
When a sibling is forgotten or excluded, whether intentionally or unintentionally, another family member may unconsciously carry that sibling's fate or attempt to compensate for their absence. This can create internal confusion and even rivalry among siblings who are unconsciously competing for acknowledgement and a secure place in the family.
And then we have the law of order, which determines that siblings should be recognized in their order of birth. When this order is disrupted, say a younger sibling taking on an older sibling's role, it can lead to conflict, competition, or struggles in later life.
A classic example is when the eldest sibling refuses their natural position of authority. If they step down, younger siblings may fight to fill that role, creating disorder in the family. This struggle can manifest in various ways, such as career competition, relationship difficulties, or challenges in claiming one's rightful place in the world.
This is especially true for the eldest. If the firstborn cannot or does not want to take on their role, and it happens, regardless of gender, the rest of the siblings might fight for this place of authority. This can cause serious family imbalances, sometimes even leading to psychological distress, depression, or in extreme cases, psychosis or suicidal tendencies.
This isn't about assigning blame, of course, but recognizing the systemic patterns. When an elder sibling abdicates their position, Consciously or unconsciously, the younger ones often feel lost or unsettled. They might compete for leadership or seek validation outside the family, creating struggles in their personal and professional lives.
So,
So, oh, sorry, we didn't speak about the carré magique. This is in English magic square. This is a very helpful concept in understanding siblings' dynamics. This models comes from psychogenealogy and help us understand how birth order influences unconscious family roles. So let me explain. It has three categories. So the first one is called the structuring or paternal energy. Is if you're the first child, fourth or seventh. So that's if you imagine a square, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in the second position, we have the nurturing or maternal energy. So it's for the second, fifth, or eighth child. And the third one is the childlike energy. So it would be the third position, the sixth or the ninth child, and so on. So if there's more children, you have to just carry on with the square, you know?
yeah. And
Okay.
those in structuring roles tend to take on leadership, enforces family rules, and may even compete with their parents for authority. Those in nurturing roles naturally care for others, stepping in when a mother is absent or emotionally unavailable. And those in childlike energy are often entertainers, dreamers, or artists, sometimes staying dependent longer. And if a child doesn't display the expected traits for their position, it can indicate hidden dynamics, such as miscarriages or lost siblings that shifted the family order. Additionally, in blended families, a person can hold multiple places, creating mixed tendencies that shape their identity and interactions.
Yeah, and I'd like to add that I did a constellation using the magic square, and I always have that childlike energy, and I couldn't understand why, because I'm the second in the family. It didn't make sense that my
Hmm.
position didn't work with me. And then we did the exercise, and then also my sister is the firstborn. She has more maternal energy, so I thought something's not quite right. But when I positioned myself in the third, I mean, I had so many emotions, and it felt so right. And then I just think my mum must have had a miscarriage, not knowing. So it
Yeah,
changed all the the energy around my sister and me, and then now I feel more at my place.
that's interesting. And also, it's possible that she had a miscarriage when she was pregnant, like losing a lost twin for
Mm,
your sister.
mm. Okay, yeah, that's possible too. But she doesn't know, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see, understanding where we stand in the carré magique, so in the magic square, can help us find our rightful place, as I just mentioned with my case, and resonate with family members who share a similar role across generations. For example, if I'm the eldest in my nuclear family, but the third when including half brothers and sisters, I may carry both leadership and childlike energies, influencing how I relate to others.
When we integrate this awareness into family constellation, we can bring clarity to unseen entanglements and restore balance, allowing each person to step fully into their true self. And this brings us to real life case studies where these dynamics play out.
So, actually, Oriane, before we go on this case study, I think it would be quite useful for our audience to hear your own story because that's quite specific.
Yeah, and maybe it's also one of the reason I chose to work with family constellation. So I am the child of my dad who had children before being in couple with my mom. So he had a daughter. He never wanted to recognize, and he had a boy, a second child to who he gave his name, so he recognized him. But then, when this boy was 12, he decided to finally not to keep him, and he left him in French services for difficult child. So you see, I was the eldest of my parents, but I was also the third on the father side. And for me, it was quite complicated because I had to behave like an eldest, but I was the third, so the artist. And it was quite difficult because it's quite opposite. To be the first child in a family, you are more the leader. And when you are the third, you are the most dependent. You need a safe space to create, to be imaginative, and also I had very difficult to assume my specificity, with a very low confidence for so many years, and a difficulty also to create my own business and to shine, just just like that, to shine my originality, to be who I was. And it took so many years to understand where I was, my real place among my siblings. And
Mm,
then when I discovered that, everything came to peace, and it was so easy to be naturally where I am. So
mm. Well
very,
done. It's a very
very,
powerful story. Thank you for
mm,
sharing, Orianne. Everything fell into place
yeah.
for you once you did all the work. Okay, great, great. So let's go back to our other case studies. So let's start with Julia. She was the eldest of three, but grew up feeling overwhelmed by responsibility. As an adult, she took on leadership roles in her career, but constantly felt burdened. She was exhausted and resented always having to be the strong one.
And in her consolation, we explored her family dynamics and saw that she was unconsciously taking on too much, almost parenting her younger siblings. And the systemic resolution involved repositioning her in the family, allowing her to recognize her limits and share the emotional load with her siblings.
Fantastic. So the
Yeah.
shift was profound, yes, and she learned to set boundaries and no longer felt the need to overfunction in all areas of her life.
Yeah. Another case was Thomas, the youngest in his family, who always felt like the baby. As an adult, this translated into a hesitancy to take on leadership roles and a tendency to seek approval from colleagues.
Mm.
So the consolation helped him to feel at the right place, the good place.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, when we explore this family system, we found that this his older siblings still treated him like a baby, reinforcing this belief. So through all the constellation work, he repositioned himself, recognizing that he was no longer the helpless youngster, and an adult capable of leading. I'm just wondering, Oriane, if there's anyone live who's asking any questions, if there's any comments.
I can look at it. I don't see anything. And
Okay.
yeah,
So maybe when people listen to the replay, they feel free to leave some comments and we can answer your questions.
yeah. So if today's conversation resonated with you, take a moment to reflect. How has your sibling position shaped your relationships?
Mm. Yeah, and they could come and do some family constellation to see if it's in the right place. Yeah. Um,
And stay tuned for our next episode, where we will explore the family secrets we inherit, how hidden stories in our lineage influence us in ways we may not even realize.
mhm. So thanks for listening to Systemic Conversations. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe, leave a comment, like this conversation, you can also listen to the previous episodes. We have a full playlist for you. Please don't hesitate to share with anyone who you might think might find it insightful.
Until next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.